Hey guys, so we've got something exciting that's going on here today. I had to run to town this morning without Levi. I had a doctor's appointment. And when I got back, there was something on the steps with a name that I recognized, Miss Kim and Charlie. So I sent Levi out with garbage. I didn't say anything about it being out there. I just said before we sit down and have lunch, I did bring him back Little Caesars and called him on the camera and told him not to eat.
Really not to eat?
I did. I said, don't eat because I'm going to bring you lunch, huh?
Really don't eat. See these kids?
Yeah, I told him don't eat. Would you let Rohan out? He's waiting at the door. Anyway.
Really they don't eat. You bring lunch.
Mm-hmm. His Tigger is here. So anyway, when he came back in from, I didn't pick my nose, just a scratch, just an itch. When he came back in, he brought that package in off the porch. If y'all can see behind me, I actually have quite a few packages, but I'm going to try to save them all till Saturday. Although, I will say I'm wearing some earrings right now. I'll go ahead and get this little gift and goodie thing out of the way because I opened it already. So, it came from overseas. And here's the card. Oh. She said on the envelope to please open privately on the envelope to the card. So I'm not going to read the card out loud, but she did send me something that was pretty dadgum cool. And she said something about cashing it in. I'm not going to cash it in. Look. Isn't that so cool? I've never had Canadian money. I've got an itch. I'm sorry. I've never had Canadian money, so this is exciting, and it's gonna go. I think I'm gonna start doing scrapbooking. Never done scrapbooking before, but if we keep taking little trips, I would like to keep the souvenirs and maybe even things like this that I get that are special that I just don't want to stick in a drawer. I think I want to do scrapbooking. So this was pretty cool. But she also sent me and Mom these little bags for shopping. Now, like I said, it did not get here before we went on our trip. And I know that in speaking with her, either via email or direct message, I can't remember. She said she had sent us some stuff to use for the trip. Well, they didn't come in time for the trip. But it says girls trip, cheaper than therapy, 2022. So we didn't get to use them because it didn't come in time for the trip. And then she also sent, I believe this came in it also. I think it did. I'm going to say it did, and I may be wrong, and this came from somewhere else, but I think it came in it too. It's a little wallet, but I think it's that reusable stuff. You know, they take different types of material and can reuse it. It's sort of a harder, it's not cloth, but it's not plastic either. Anyway, I love it. And it just says, this wallet belongs to an awesome daughter. So I love that. That's really cute. And I think I'm going to put it in my purse and keep all the gift cards, not for money, but all the gift cards that y'all send, the Tractor Supply, those come in so handy, I'm not gonna lie. The little cards for him to get, you know, lunch places and stuff, I'm gonna keep everything in this and drop it in my purse. Anyway, then she sent Mom one of those bags too. It says Gigi on it. But she said for us to choose what earrings we wanted. Or maybe she said choose your earrings and give the other ones to G. But these are really pretty little dangle hearts. But I have a couple of pair of dangle hearts, But my favorite jewelry is filigree. You know, that's the ones that have like holes in it. It makes a pattern, but both my rings are like that. And even this ring, this is actually a wedding set. I just fell in love with it though. It's an actual wedding set, but I wear it on this hand, and it's that filigree also. Because I just love it. I love the filigree, and these earrings were filigree. They just had they're perfect little circles, but it's like, you know, they've got holes all in it throughout the design, so you can see through it. Anyway, I love these, and I'm gonna give Mom her bag and those earrings when I get down there later. But where did you find this, little girl? This is my clothes hanger that I get things that I can't reach, and I don't know, maybe it fell when it was in the, you know, I have it hanging in the laundry room, but now I've revamped, and the laundry room is that other room. Now we hadn't finished yet. I don't know if I even told y'all about that, but that floor in the real laundry room, I'm going to show y'all what I had to do. Don't judge, because you know we've been on a trip, and I've been back now for a few days, but there's some clothes that I need to fold and wash. This is a board. See that hole in it? Where's that hole? Right there. It's hard for me to see. This is a cornhole board. On the other side has an M on the bottom, but I never finished building it. And it's the biggest piece of sheet of plywood that I had out there in the barn that I could just lay across there. Underneath this board, underneath this plywood, is a complete soft spot that it felt like I almost fell through it. It was like the day before we left on the trip, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost fell through this floor. So just like the bathroom, that laundry room, these floors, praise God, the major part of my house, I put those really thick, they were on discount or clearance or whatever you call it, at Lumber Liquidators when I got the house. And then that was one of the biggest splurges. Even though I got them on sale, I wanted my floors to be consistent throughout the house, except for the bedrooms, which I was going to keep carpet in. And the truth is, now that I think back, I may have planned to put this floor in my bedroom, but the problem was that I ordered everything they had in this floor. It was on clearance. It was the 12 millimeter or whatever. It was very thick. It's like really, really thick. Like almost like 1/2 inch plywood thick. And it was the wide, each one looks like its own separate board, like a wide plank. But it was called like petrified wood or something like that. Anyway, I loved the way it looked. And I ordered everything they had. And it only did enough that the main part of the house got it. And then I went into the bathroom with it. But if you remember recently when we pulled up that bathroom floor, it all got pulled up in there too. And that new floor went down. So I didn't get it in the laundry room. So I don't know. I just praise God that I got this really thick floor on here when I did, so you don't feel soft spots underneath this floor. But you sure can feel. I've got a couple in my bedroom, and then I've that under in the laundry room. So, and the truth is, the cat box, because the laundry room was where it's at, and I hadn't been using that back room that is now my laundry room, or will be the laundry room that I just redid. I had the cat box in front of that door all the time. When the cats are older and they know how to use the cat box, I would move it on into that room I just did. But when they're little, like this little girl running around here and doesn't really know, she can forget where the cat box is sometimes. I would keep the cat box in the laundry room up in that corner by that door. That door would be shut, and I'd put the cat box there. So literally for a year now, there's been a cat box there, and I never stepped. And man, when I cleaned out that room and stepped, I was like, oh, there's a soft spot here. And so it's almost like a lane. Like you could see that was where it was worn from walking and walking. And I could go to the step like a little bit to the right of the soft spot, and it would be hard floor again, right up against the wall, you know, about 1 foot wide. And so I got to where when I was doing all that work and painting and doing all that work in there, I knew to step against the wall as I'd go in and out. But that day that I had redone everything, I think I was taking a basket of clothes in there to sit on that little folding table that I'd built. And I didn't even think about it. And I just stepped and I heard it and felt it. And it was scary. So I've got to get, there's so many things that I got to get started on. I got to get started on the fairy garden. And then we've got fall, Thanksgiving is always at my house. It's been at my house for the last 20-something years. When I got Nanny's house, it was big enough to have people. And then, you know, this house is big enough to have people. We started doing Thanksgiving here 20 years ago, and we still do it here. In fact, the only year that we haven't had Thanksgiving here was the month, because the fire was in October. We lost the house on October 22nd, early morning hours of the 22nd. And so Thanksgiving was just a month away, and that's the only year that we didn't have Thanksgiving at my house. The next year we were in this house. So I would love to have that half bath done when everybody's here at Thanksgiving, but I'm not pushing it because I know that Jensen and Honey's back. Dustin dropped her off yesterday. I really thought they may decide to keep her. You know, she was their dog to start with. They brought her to Mom, and then when Mom hurt her hip, Honey's one of those under your feet constantly. Jensen, get back in here. So Mom couldn't keep her and asked me to keep her, but I really felt like, Jensen, no sir. The gate to the hallway is down, and he was headed for that cat food. What was I gonna say? Oh, I really thought that they were going to have her for that week I was gone and decide they miss her and want her. And so Tuesday, when Dustin dropped in, Mom don't keep the kids on Monday. So she had a free day Monday after the trip to just relax. She said she did a lot of laundry and stuff like that, but she said she was tired. I already talked about that. She said she was tired like I was. But Tuesday, when Dustin dropped the kids off, I called Mom and I said, when does Dustin drop the kids? And she said in about 30 minutes. And I said, well, you're going to text? I didn't know if I had Dustin's. I know I don't have Jill's, but I think I might have Dustin's. But I said, do you want to call him or text him and tell him, he's welcome to bring Honey home today? And she said, okay. And he didn't bring her, but she didn't text him either. She goes, when I went down there yesterday to do that plumbing, she says, no, not yesterday, before, Tuesday. When I went down there Tuesday afternoon to see the plumbing, yesterday's when I fixed it, the day before was when he first called me and I went and looked at it. So when I went down there to look at it, and I said, well, Honey's not here. And she goes, I didn't get a chance. When I got off the phone with you, I got doing this and this and this before the kids got here, and I forgot all about it. So he didn't bring her either. But yesterday, I was doing laundry in the laundry room, and I heard what I thought was a knock, but Levi, fiddling around in the kitchen. And so then I thought I heard it again. I stepped out of the laundry room. I was hanging at Permapress. My dryer goes, and I just stick my hand in and pull something out, like keep it on air. That way everything is still moving and nothing wrinkles as I hang it up. Anyway, so then I stepped out and I looked, and he was in the kitchen. I said, is that you making a noise? And, Levi, monotone, has no expression. Somebody's at the door. And I said, and I looked, and I said, I looked and I didn't see anybody. And I said, no, there's nobody at the door. He goes, Steph's at the door. So I went to the door, and when I went to the door, that's when I seen Dustin standing sort of at the edge of the steps. And I said, hey, and he goes, I brought somebody for you. And Honey just darted in fast as lightning. Anyway, I said, I was thinking y'all were going to keep her. And he said, no, we're not keeping her. No, she's just not. They didn't potty train her, didn't have the time. Jill and Dustin both work. Mom had the babies. I think when Honey was in the house, she was in the house. But when sometimes they just would stick her out in the backyard because they live in a small yard. And where they live at, they just have those little small backyards that are completely privacy fenced. And so she was never really potty trained. And then Mom, I maybe tried a little bit, but I don't know how that went. I've tried the hardest to get her to potty train. It is so hard to potty train her. She will do randomly. We'll go where Jensen has gone on his puppy pads. But even when Jensen was little, he was having accidents. So back to where I was going with this rug in this dining room has got to be replaced before Thanksgiving. I don't want it. I am constantly shampooing it and constantly sprinkling smell good stuff on it because they have just ruined it. And Jensen, you know, he uses his puppy pads, but Honey does not. And so from him learning and her just don't give a rat's butt about it, I just, I'm going to replace this rug. So there's some things like right now with just, you know, less than a month till Thanksgiving, I really don't want to put big money into anything. And that laundry room getting completely moved over is going to be a little bit more than what I want to spend right now with Thanksgiving around the corner and Christmas around the corner. So even though it's ready to go, and it will get done, I promise you, I'm not, even though, because I did all that work, because I'm thinking when I get home on my trip, that's the first thing I'm going to do is get this laundry room changed. But I don't want to spend that money right now on that. It's not a necessity, and it can wait. So I've got the little room. It's all ready. I'm going to slowly get the electrical done in there so I have a power outlet on that wall for the washing machine because there is no power outlet there yet. And then the day that that gets done, in all honesty, if there was a power outlet, I'd drag that washer in there myself because I can hook. You know, your washing machines will hook to a water hose. You have to close off the hot side. You can buy the little caps and you cap off the hot. You know, there's 2 inlets on the back for your water supply lines. And if you have, like this mobile home, which come with 2 outlets, you know, in that laundry room, there's a hot and a cold, and you screw those little hoses in, and then you screw them on the back of your washing machine. But if you only want to use cold water, which I never use hot water, it's hooked up. No, it's not even hooked up. The hot water's turned off at the wall, and on the back of my washing machine is a cap on the hot side. The only thing I use is cold. To hook a drain to a water hose to a washing machine is simple. It's a pipe running up the wall, hooked in with some pipe clamps, brought down through the floor, and it's gray water. Here in my county you live in, you can take gray water right out the side of the house or anywhere you want it to go. In fact, my bathtub, the clawfoot tub, gray water goes out into that side yard, and it keeps it wet. If we take a bath, if I take one bath a day and he takes a bath a day, then that ground is getting watered constantly, and beautiful green St. Augustine grass out there when everything else in the drought time was dying. So I can hook up the washing machine myself. But the dryer is another thing because I don't want to mess with the 220 hookup. So I will have to either get Daddy down here, or probably Daddy could unhook it, but somebody's going to be under the house, pull the wire down, bring it back up on the side in that laundry room, and probably I can get all that done with Dad and Jake. That would be a no-brainer. So honestly, saying that it might take getting the washing machine and dryer into that other room is not going to cost hardly anything, except for an electrician to come out and give me an outlet on that wall. That's the only thing that's going to cost. But I still am not going to push for it. I've got too many things, too many projects going on. So, not projects, but life is happening. It's the end of the year. It's Thanksgiving. Then it's Christmas. And I'm just going to wait. I'm not going to push. So anyway, I did, since I was wearing these, want to thank Karen for these. I love them. And I want him to open what came today. So give me a minute. I'm going to flip this camera. All right. You got a gift. Wait. Wait. I don't know if I turned this on. Give me a minute. Oh yeah, I turned it on. Okay, open your gift. I want to make sure everybody sees you.
want everybody to see them.
You want everybody to see you?
I'm putting the seed.
Oh, Levi. Looky there. Oh, you love him?
I read about the hotel.
You did.
Yeah.
You love him?
Yeah.
I know you do. You need to tell Charlie and Kim thank you. Charlie and Kim. It's not me, it's somebody else named Kim. You need to look at the camera and tell them thank you. Camera's up here, baby. See it? Can you tell them thank you?
Thank you. I told him thank you. I told him thank you.
Did you tell him thank you?
Yeah.
You gonna go put him in your room?
And you went for other stuffed animals?
Oh, you're gonna put him in my room with your other stuffed animals?
To sleep with.
Okay. All right. He took him down to down the hallway to the room. So, love you guys. Thank y'all for loving us. Thank you for loving Levi as much as y'all do. Charlie and Kim, we want to thank you so much for reuniting Tigger with his family. All right, love you guys. God bless y'all. Are you gonna say something?
Bye.
Oh, you tell him bye.
Bye. Pray to you, cause my the chicken on twice as it is.
Bye, guys. God bless y'all.